So today, we have the pleasure to share with you some of the learnings in our democratic process.
So Sensitise Uganda is a non-partisan, non-government organization, and our vision is uninformed, coherent, sensitized, transformed, and a developed Uganda. And our mission is to sensitize, to raise awareness, to build capacity of all Ugandans on governance issues, but also we do a lot of work on environment, on policies, and on democracy. So you're most welcome. I'm here to present a report on electoral reforms. Sensitise Uganda consulted different electoral stakeholders with the members of the National Consultative Forum for political parties and organizations. We consulted members of the Youth Coalition for Electoral Democracy in Uganda and some members of the media on the desired electoral reforms. The timing of these reforms are in consonance with the Supreme Court recommendations which are made in 2016, wherein, among others, the court recommended that any election-related reforms should be undertaken within 2 years of the establishment of the new parliament in order to avoid last-minute, hastily enacted legislation on elections. And I'm sure we are in the right timing if you have to have any reforms made. And we came up with a number of reforms. There are about 26 reforms.
Uganda is young in democracy or stagnating. Let's put this at the back of our minds. It is not a lie, it is a truth. So as we give proposals, we should be mindful of this.
And the first reform is on public servants and political campaigns, that most of the members who are participating are still public servants. So members were suggested that the laws should be made more stringent and punitive.
Being blanket on it is really very bad. How I wish a specific recommendation be put, like reprimand, interdiction. And once one person like this is seen being reprimanded, being interdicted, I think then they will learn a lesson and stop from there.
With the meetings we had with the National Consultative Forum, where we had members from the different political parties, they proposed that there need to be a leveled ground because some parties are favored more than the other. Government should enact stringent anti-commercialization of election laws. We have seen this in most of the by-elections. We see voters intimidated and harassed by security agencies, and this really needs to what? Needs to stop.
However much you complain, the candidate is using state machinery. UPDF is being misused. This provision, this proposal D can be well handled, the better.
The voters really are not well informed. They don't know what they're supposed to do. So there is need for voter education. And we proposed that at least 24 months before the general elections, we need to have these amendments. We have our brothers and sisters who are abroad, who are outside this country. We also need them to participate in the elections. They need to vote. There should be a law enacted on the timeline for creation of new administrative units to at least 3 years before elections. There is need to amend the electoral laws and improve the processes to enable young people that turn voting age at the time of elections to be allowed to vote. Yes, we realize that very many youths were left out because of registration issues. All candidates need to submit certified copies of their academic qualifications to reduce on election petitions arising from forged or inadequate qualifications and documentation.
Qualifications. You are a member of parliament, senior 6, and you are coming here to investigate a permanent secretary, an executive director with PhD. You are LC 5 with A level. You are coming to oversee someone with masters who's a cow. LC3, they say no qualification. Now they send you a sub-county chief with the bachelors. How will you, and you are the boss to that person. So the issue of qualifications should be looked at under these proposals.
In case of future pandemics, EC should explore a mechanism for promoting virtual campaigns without excluding low classes of society. The National Youth Council Act and the Parliamentary Elections Act should be amended to abolish the youth electoral college system and have youth MPs elected through adult suffrage. The members who were consulted came up with that idea that really there is need to reduce on the nomination fees so that youths are able to run for presidency and parliamentary offices.
I disagree with that, because let it cut across everyone, because there are some people who are denied opportunity to get nominated because they couldn't afford the 3 million shillings. I beg to submit. Thank you.
The nomination fees, I can tell you, if you say we remove it, every Dick and Harry will come there. Everybody, you know, everyone, others even have nothing to offer. And also we should be able to raise money for the electoral activities. Maybe it is exorbitant. Maybe it should be removed for, okay, reduced for some category. But if you propose removed, you will not manage elections.
There is need for political parties to establish an academy which can train women to become good leaders and to successfully participate in political processes.
I'm very passionate about this because I'm an advocate for young women in leadership. Why am I speaking to this? Because during my campaigns, I went in for the constituency seat, but probably because of my age, people are like, no, this seat is for men. It is not for women. Go the other side. I told them, no, I can't stand in this seat. No, she's still young, something like that. Yes, so we need to really advocate for young women leadership so that many of them can get encouraged and come out.
We don't have to sit down after the elections, that there is need to always have continuous voter education. It should be the mandate of the Electoral Commission to always continue sensitizing and creating awareness about elections. This will help us to what? To reduce the invalid votes.
So you are right that everyone in this country who is contesting for a political post should be able to do a civic education.
We need to bring together stakeholders and also bring together political players and academia to discuss how best we can have a peaceful election next time. Thank you so much.
This is so good. For me, I was thinking each district should send one woman MP and another. There should be 2 people per constituency, but for gender parity and balance, we can do one woman MP, and then the other. Because some constituencies indeed are too small.
We have constituencies with the one sub-county. I can give you an example of Kagoma.
Agreeing on the reforms. Number 1 is about commercialization of politics. I want to re-echo this so much because these days, without 1 billion minimum, you cannot come to Parliament. I'm talking about the area where I come from. It is now all about money. You don't have money, there is no seat. It is basically about dealership. Politics is becoming for dealers, not leaders. You understand? So people are not getting the leaders of choice, but because of money, they are bribed.
If someone is deployed to oversee elections in a given sub, it should not be in his own. Let someone be deployed in another. For me, I recommend scrapping off the use of biometric machines. Why? In some areas, they don't even use them. In fact, they confuse. They confuse the voters so much. Then you talked about management of election complaints. Yes, there's a problem in that, and I don't know how we can fight this one, because you find that even if you complain, there's a lot of corruption. I submit. Thanks so much.
Definitely, this is an area of legal and parliamentary affairs. But I just want to say it will be very important for you to write and come and present this issue at committee level. But most importantly, we appreciate your invitation. You have made really tangible contribution, which I promise you'll have to give us extra copies of your book, if you don't mind, and I will deliver it to the chair.